Now, Orsolya Gall got her notoriety just a few days ago. In fact, Saturday, her body was discovered in Queens, New York, inside of a duffel bag. Now, the duffel bag was half a mile from her home, so it wasn't very far. So I have all the zip codes and numbers. So let's get into it. All right. Holy angel, spirit guides, and ancestors, gather around because tonight we're going right up the street. Because I'm in New York now, but I live in upstate New York. So we're going to Queens, New York. And I want to be there. Since she was found in the suitcase on April the 16th of 2020, I want to be on Juno Street inside of Orsolya Gall's home, who is 51. And her home is located on Juno Street, zip code 11375. So we're looking for Orsolya Gall, 51-year-old. She was home with her 13-year-old son at the time. He was questioned by the police on Saturday and he was let go. And he's 13. Now, she has a 7. So he went over there and opened up the bag and it was a body inside of it. It was 51-year-old Orsolya Gall. Now, they backtracked it because it was actually a little blood trail. So they were follow the trail back to her home on Juno Street. Now, let's see what the first card say. First card to come out is the Devil card. And immediately, I'm looking at this chain. Now, they do have her, she's already been autopsied, and she was stabbed 60 times. And there goes the microphone. She was stabbed 60 times in the neck, torso, and her left arm. I'm guessing the left arm would be defensive wounds because there was cuts in between her fingers. All right? There was cuts in between her fingers. All right? The next card to come out was the Nine of Wands. Now, like I said, the 13-year-old son was questioned and released to a parent. And they actually have footage of the person wheeling her body in the suitcase up to where it was found. You know how everybody has those Ring doorbells now. You're never truly unobserved these days. So let's see. But this, I'm getting the energy of a young child playing a game. Do you remember that old game, Duck Hunt, to where they actually gave you like a little gun, a little toy gun would come with the Nintendo machine, and you would shoot at the ducks? I don't know why. I'm probably showing how old I am with that game, the Duck Hunt. That was one of the original Nintendo games. But anyways, that's the energy around this card. It's like a young person playing video games, but violent video games nonetheless. All right. Next up, we have the Page of Coins. Now, it is, I don't know if it's important to note or it's important not to note, but her husband was he was asked by, I guess, reporters or people at his job or something like what was going on, and his response was, "I'm in the middle of a terrible experience, and I'm glad my son Leo is okay." Now, Leo's the 13-year-old that was home with mom the day that it happened. Now, this here, I'm getting just picking up this will. Because those suitcases do have wheels like that. So this is the this wheel here. I'm guessing that's the suitcase. All right, let's see what the next one is. The last card that came out is the Sun card. And Spirit's noting Sun as in S-O-N and not S-U-N. And look at the Sun carrying the heavy carcass of this deer. All right, let's start clarifying. And then I actually have just 2 questions. All right, so first I'm going to clarify this chain card. All right, Spirit, concerning Orsolya Gall, who's 51 years old, she was home alone with her 13-year-old son. They were at home in their Juno Street home at 11375 zip code. It is, I say it is April the 15th. All right, and this is what came out. Oh, it's a little boy with a box. Unusual good luck. So unusual good luck comes out in response to this card here, which I'm gonna call the chain card. And it's unusual good luck. I have to note that the 13-year-old son, said that mom was working in the yard, and then she was supposed to go see a show. They're just calling it a show. They're not calling it a movie or opera or a play. They're just saying she was supposed to go see a show. But instead, she met with another man. Now, how would he know that? I want to see what's in this box that this little boy is holding. Let's see what's in the box. All right, so you've shown me a box in reference to the chain card, like some sort of a surprise in the box. All right. Can you tell me what's in the box concerning Orsolya Gall, who was 51 years old, and she lived in Queens, New York, zip code 11375. You show me a box here, an unusual good luck with a box that has something to do with the, two. All right, let's read them. All right. Now we are focusing on this chain card in this box that the boy is holding. Now she wasn't shot or anything. She was actually stabbed. But what came out in reference to that is the Knight of Cups and the Three of Swords. They're showing me that that this horse is wearing a mask. You know, the horse is like your initiative, like how you get from one place to another. It's your get up and go. It's kind of like your motive, or your reason, the why. And the mask on this horse is like showing me somebody was masking their true feelings when dealing with Orsolya. Sometimes, you think that people in your family are okay with you and that no one's upset with you, but someone actually is upset with you, very upset with you. So it's telling me this box coming out as this mask card. I'm getting the energy of someone in the family had some pent up anger. All right. And the Three of Swords. Now this is the heartbreak card. But I'm not getting a heartbreak, I'm getting a third time. Like if the child knew she met with the man once, who's to say that he didn't know that she met with him 2 other times and this was the 3rd time? I'm getting the energy of she had no idea that this child was this upset with her. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so the next card up is here we go, is the child playing violent video games. Specifically, they keep saying the duck hunt. That game had to come out in like 85, 86. All right, so let's clarify the video game playing child with this spider deck. That's right, you showed me the energy of a little boy playing video games that involve killing. Can you tell me what energy was on him the day of, or on this person, this child, because he was released? Okay. Can you tell me the energy of this person who plays the violent video games? What was their energy like on April the 15th? And I want to be between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. Is that a 5-hour window? All right, this came out. Oh, goodness, selfish mother. Wouldn't you know it, the little joker felt like he wasn't getting enough attention. So that's the energy of the video playing boy. So he's like crying for her, but she's like, you're like, for Christ's sake, you're 13. All right. Well, that was malignant. I think they call that in 2022. All right. So now let's go to. First, we'll do the suitcase one card next. Now I want to do the SON and SUN card. Because when it first came out, it is the sun, but Spirit says sun spelled SON. And he is heavy in this reading. Makes you wonder if he had friends over. All right. So Spirit, we are here, and you're showing me the sun. What can you tell me about this sun on the date of April the 15th of 2022? We are at Orsolya Gall's home. She lives in Queens, New York on Juno Street. Oh, when I said Queens, New York, this flip. This one. We'll read it in a moment. All right. All right, now she is in Queens, New York, zip code 11375. It's April the 15th. We are between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. on Juno Street, inside of Sawyer Gall's home. Her son is there. You give me his energy at that moment on April the 15th between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. All right. So we have two cards that came out. The first one that flipped when I said the word Queens is the Five of Wands. Now this is the overkill kind of card. As you remember from Alice in Wonderland, she's the Red Queen. Like, as soon as you upset her, she's like, off with your head. Like, her favorite thing is cutting people's heads off. And you see the sword that she's holding. Now, it's important to note this sword because she was stabbed 60 times in the neck, the torso, and her left arm. And we're asking about the energy of the sun. So I would go by this card. He was feeling very upset. And the next card that came out is the Ten of Cups. Now this is kind of like the whole family here. Because it was a family of four, a mother, a father, a 17-year-old son, and a 13-year-old son. And they live in Forest Hills neighborhood in Queens, New York, which is like a kind of a posh neighborhood. So it was a family with all the trimmings, and from all intents and purposes, it looked like they were a well-to-do family. But the son had some undue violence up in him. Yeah, sometimes those happy pictures aren't as happy as you think they are. All right. Now, the last card that came out in the beginning was the card that I said deals with the suitcase, because see that wheel right there? It's a wheel right there. Like a suitcase wheel. Well, actually, I take that back. She was discovered in a hockey duffel bag with wheels. But at any rate, we have the energy of the bag here. Let's ask questions about the person who was using the bag at that time. Not in general, because I'm sure whoever played hockey was using the bag, but I want to know who was using this bag between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. on April the 15th on Juno Street. And to do that, we're going to use the Hermetic Tarot. All right, Spirit, thank you so much for showing me this bag here. Now, can you tell me how this bag comes into Orsolya Gall's life? Like, how did she get in the bag? Now, if too many come out, I take the top and the bottom. And this is a whole stack, so it's clearly too many. We're going to take the top and the bottom. All right. Now, asking about who was wielding the bag. We get the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. I don't like this Ten of Cups. You know how, like, when cartoons, when you have like thought bubbles, and you know it had like little bubble and somebody have the word in it, or, their feelings or what they're saying in that dialogue. Like, see how these little black circles, those are like thought bubbles, but they're negative. So we got negative thought bubbles in the Ace of Cups. This Ace of Cups is overflowing with emotion. Like it's coming all out of the cup. And we know that these are bad emotions or bad thoughts. So the person wielding the bag was overflowing with hateful thoughts, basically. Could have helped. Because I've looked at the person wheeling the suitcase away, and it looks kind of like a little short person that's like a little dumpy, you know, like have like a big t-shirt or something, so you can't really see their figure too well. But you can pretty sure you can see their height. Well, Spirit, I want to know, as far as Orsolya Gall, on April the 15th, between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., does son Leo know who killed his mom? Does the son Leo know who killed his mom? Oh, I caught it, and it's face down. Yay, that means it's the one. All right. So in response to does Leo know who killed his mom, the Two of Swords came out. Let's look. Now, the thing I don't like about this card right here is there is one bow and arrow that's facing down and there's another one facing away. I'm getting the feeling of a all right, sorry about that. I'm trying to film on live because it's easier for video to get up. All right, well, like I was saying, the card here is actually the person holding the thing pointing down, but they're going to misdirect it and point somebody else. So they're going to lie and say it was another person. So I guess all we have to do is stay tuned and find out who accuses somebody is them. All right, so one more question is, what was the energy behind the murder? So this question was, did Leo know? And it's saying that, you know, he kind of knows, but he's going to point to someone else. So the next question, even though earlier we had got the selfish mother card as the energy or the motive, let's ask what happened right before. Like what triggered the murder? Spirit, concerning Orsolya Gall, who lived on Juno Street and was found Saturday morning, April the 16th, in a hockey bag. Can you tell me what she was doing right before she was murdered? What was Orsolya's activity right before? Caught it. All right, what came out is the Ace of Swords. This man is looking at something. Looking at something with binoculars. You can't see the front of the card, but he's looking at something with binoculars. He's looking at something far away. She was on the internet. And she was on the internet right before it happened. All right, we'll leave it there. Again, I am Cleopatra Wallace. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because who knows what's going to happen next.